Okay, Bamson, we're just going to show you in detail all the solo dungeons I do in Cumbria. So we're starting out in Pithouse, and then we'll go to Grisdale next. Pithouse, we have a little dungeon with a area outside to clear, and we have a bigger dungeon right here. And we'll be able to get 7 chests in Pithouse total. So first of all, I have mercenary shoes, and that's going to allow me to reset the mobs. And I just got ganked right before I came here by 7 alone alliance on direwolves. So this may get interrupted if they're messing around in the dungeons and stuff. They got me in hot shadow. I had to upgrade from a cheap horse to an armored horse to see if I can resist their poisons better. So we made it to the end here and the boss is up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to invisibility. That way if an enemy comes I can reset the boss and get my health back with a soup. These will be long, slow videos. We're going to show you in detail. Oops. I'm really bad at talking. This one we want to let us hit us because it always moves towards where you were. These previous two, I did not want to get hit by. That's embarrassing. So the bigger one we get hit by and then we dash out of it. The smaller one, I did not demonstrate, but we're just supposed to avoid that. I'm going to get my health back just to be safe. I should not have lost that much health, but whatever. Better to be safe than sorry here. I always try and assume any second I'm about to see a name tag on the edge of my screen. Okie dokie, now we're going to A out. For this dungeon we're going to keep our invisibility up because we are going to clear around. So there's 3 chests out here. We've got a bubble so we can just run over to this one right over here. So here's our first chest. We'll make sure we get our skills up. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Oh, come on. I accidentally auto attacks instead of move. It's not my cleanest game so far. Let's see if we can clean this up. This one, if a player comes, we've got mobs up here, mobs right here. Any solo player, we should be able to take them. We have our mercenary jacket, we have retaliate. If they get mob aggro coming through all that to get us, we should be just fine from any solo player. So right here, you can even just run through that if you want. I'm going to get right over here and reset the fight. That's what mercenary shoes allow me to do. And once again, anyone coming this direction, I believe, has to get mob aggro. Anyone coming from here gets mob aggro. I think anyone coming from here gets mob aggro as well. So we're pretty safe. Okay, this one we let hit us. Run on through. Get a little HP back. Okay. Okie dokie. I kind of want to check that body. Yeah, let's just check it. Just a bunch of trash. We're just going to run on through. My goodness. Those rodents are the worst. Soup's coming back. The last chest is just over in this direction. And we're gonna reset this fight right here. The reason why we can get in combat, usually I like to let my invisibility come back. But we're just going to engage this. Oh, there's an enemy. Oh, he's gonna have to aggro mobs. So I should be fine to finish this. The only problem is if he brings help. If he brings help, then I'll be in trouble. Gonna finish this mob. Now we're gonna grab the chest. A lot of these solo players are really skittish when they see name tags. I'll just let you go on by. Alright, we got a new cape. Let's put that on. And now we're going to the next dungeon. We cleaned out all 4 chests here. Now, if I was thinking, whenever we move on the overworld, we should equip an actual mobility skill. I slotted invisibility because I wasn't thinking. And this is just a short little trip, so it should be fine. Once I'm in the dungeons surrounded by mobs, I usually keep invisibility up. I prefer it. So we are just going to run straight on through, and as long as we see mobs up ahead, we're keeping invisibility slotted. These mobs, in my opinion, aren't worth my time, and they provide a convenient screen in case players enter the dungeon. I don't like to leave evidence behind that I'm in the dungeon, and also it slows them down. Most players don't have as much reset as I do. And here's our first chest. There's 3 chests in here. Notice we keep the combat log up, and I edited it so it doesn't show every little detail, but it will show me if a player loots in here. That's important to me. Just gonna clear this mob so I can loot more easily. Sometimes, tell you what, I am bad at talking and playing at the same time. Hey, another fancy cape. Okie dokie. Whenever we get a good chunk of silver like this, that means this dungeon hasn't been cleared for a while. Or at least that chest has not been looted for a while. So I like to go along this path. I feel like it gives me more safe areas to run away to for invisibility if I happen to catch a name tag on the way through. Doing this without invisibility is super dangerous because you could just run straight through mobs right into another player, and that would be terrible. But what my bloodletter and invisibility allows me to do is I just double dash through the mobs again and then go invisibility in a safe spot. Oh my goodness. This is getting to be embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Well, I might have to reset this fight. This is pathetic. Let's kill these. And we are going to reset. I can't even believe this. I just got hit by every single skill. What the heck? Let us go reset. That was as pathetic as anything. So far, not showing off the PvE aspects very well. So let's get our health back. I like to get my invisibility back because, again, I always assume there's a player right around the corner and I'm about to see a name tag. Alright, that should be enough. Get a little more serious about it this time. I was not responding very quickly. Man, I'm struggling with that AoE, I tell you what. Well, there I go again. What I really ought to do is just get him away from this green tile a little bit. It is difficult to see here. There we go. That was more difficult than it should have been. We got our health back. We grabbed some loot, so any players that have their combat log are gonna see if they're nearby. Nearby probably is about this room. They should be able to see if we looted. That's okay. Someone picked up this chest a little more recently, but that's still a fair bit of time that has elapsed. Might be like 20 or 30 minutes since that chest was grabbed. And we are just going to grab our last chest. This chest seems to be ignored the most in my experience. And once again, we are just going to run straight through. We've got a safe zone up ahead. So far, no name tags. And here's our safe zone. So we just came from this direction up here, and there were mobs. So a player's not coming from there. This mob just walked over. So if a player comes, he's going to aggro a ton of mobs over this way. So usually I wait for invisibility to come up, but again, I'm just going to go for this now because that player is going to get a whole bunch of aggro. So even if a name tag does come up, I'm not really in danger because I am shielded by mobs. And for a similar reason, I'm not even going to wait for my health to come back up because we are fine. If you're in the middle of a chest and you do see a name tag, you can always go invisible and then your suit starts working effectively. So as I A out, I equip the run skill. And that will be the end of this video. I'll make a new video for the Grisdale dungeon. We are off to Grisdale. See you in the next video.